welcome to the channel. My name is Devin, this is Figure It Out Motorsport, and beside me here is my 2004 BMW M3. So, along the way of building this car, I've constantly, scouring YouTube and the internet, looking for any like track builds on M3s of really cool looking things to follow along. And I found a handful out there. Sean S54 is one of the YouTube channels I watched a lot, and Danny DC2 has been doing a lot of content with his. And I thought, well, why not create and film my own content and my build along the way? And I think one of the fun things that you guys will learn along the time of the channel is I don't really know what I'm doing, but I try really hard to figure it out. And that's how I decided on my channel name. So it's going to be a long process of a lot of learning, rehashing, and you guys get to watch me move along and build this unit and this car along the way as I go. Right now, I think today's just going to be a little bit of a quick rundown of what we have so far. It's you can't really see well from your angle, but it's sitting up on jack stands, and we have the rear subframe dropped out. We are in the process of doing a full solid subframe, solid rear subframe bushings, monoball on all of like the trailing arms and the moving suspension components. And this is my dedicated track car. And I'm really excited for the evolution that we're gonna have of this car along the way. And I'm really stoked to be able to bring you guys along and kind of see where everything goes. I guess I can do a little show and tell because I have this right here. But we got the rear subframe put to all CMP solid mounts. I did that just this past weekend. The background of myself and this car, I'm always kind of been a motorsport enthusiast. I love cars, I love things that go fast, loud vehicles, the stereotypical stuff. The E46 M3 was always that realistic dream car of mine. So when I graduated college back in 2020, I purchased this bad boy. We drove down to, or is it North Carolina or South Carolina, one of them, and went and picked this vehicle up. I think I bought it with like 150,000 miles on it, and within my first year of ownership, it blew an engine. I had a metallic rattling sound at low RPM, high load, and it ended up being detonation. I pulled the head off to find every single cylinder but one was completely blown on the head gasket. Well, it ended up running so long on that damaged head gasket that it created catastrophic damage to the engine. So what turned into me figuring out how to do a head gasket in my garage was now we're pulling an engine in my single car tiny garage I had at the time. We're pulling an engine and learning how to rebuild an engine from scratch. And personally, I've never built an engine before. I want to say that happened at about 160K. And then I think this engine build has maybe about 10,000 miles on it. And it's been running strong since. I haven't dynoed it, but we'll be able to do that along the process because I want to get the tune done and everything. I have Fortune Auto coilovers on the car. I have the Kirk Racing, I want to say it's Kirk Racing half roll cage. Do not recommend them one bit. They are the biggest pieces of doo-doo that you could buy out on the market. And I regret ever purchasing this thing and installing it in here, but it's what I have in the car and it's what I have to work with. Eventually we'll be going to a full cage, and I'm excited for you guys to kind of be a part of that process, and you kind of get to watch and see the evolution of this car as we go, and hopefully I can build some followers and some viewers along the way, and you guys can give insights, tips, ideas. We have the Doosan Strutworks. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but there's the yellow rear. It's the 6-point brace for the RACP, and that thing is absolutely amazing. I've had a lot of conversations with Doosan. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'll probably get flamed for this one eventually. But yeah, absolutely wonderful guy. He really cares about the product he makes and the community. and he always is looking for more feedback on what he's doing and seeing if there's any way that he can improve his product just a little bit more. moving on the inside, we have a Momo steering wheel with a little bracket that I put to put the SMG shifter paddles. This car is an SMG. As we go down the weight reduction route, we're definitely going to go, the thought is right now to do like a ZF 5-speed swap. We are sitting in a Sparco Evo XL, and then I want to say Schwal? OMP, something of the sort, I can't remember, one of the yellow brands for my harness. But car drives like an absolute dream. I think ever since I went the route of gutting the car, it's been an absolute riot of something to drive. Smooth and raspy and rowdy sounding straight six, that you combine that with a completely gutted interior and nothing, no sound deadening, no anything, which at this point is it's such an absolute blast of a car to drive. I absolutely love getting behind the wheel of this thing, and I can't wait to actually get it out on the track more. I bought this car as a graduation present to eventually become this track car, but kind of work along the way. I lived in West Virginia at the time. We didn't really have any tracks in close proximity, so I did one autocross. And it's funny, my wife was out on vacation. I did one autocross, and when after that, I was determined, oh yeah, we're going full track spec. Well, let's gut this thing. Let's have fun, make it as light as possible. So she's getting back, and I haven't told her about any of this. And she comes home, and I'm hanging out the trunk of the car with my feet hanging out as I'm stripping all of the interior out of this thing, just doing everything I can on the free mods to make it as light as possible. And since then, we've never really looked back. We have our first event coming up. It's a track day, I want to say September 1st, and that is kind of the deadline to get everything done. I'm sure I'll throw in a couple other bits here about some of the things I want to talk about, but yeah, thanks for kind of sticking around for a talking head video with nothing really to add, but this is going to be the start of the channel. I look forward to everything that I can do with this car and with you guys alongside, and any view, comment, idea that you guys have, let me know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on what I can do to make this the fastest car I can, and you guys get to watch me become the fastest driver possible. We might sprinkle in some of our sim racing content along the way, but I enjoy you guys for stopping by, and help me figure it out.